I'd like to call to order the Commissioners' meeting for Tuesday, July 2nd, 2024 at 1 p.m. I'd ask that you please join me in a moment of silent reflection. Would you please stand and join me with the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Roll call. I don't think there's anyone on the phone. Executive session announcement. What was the first thing we had yesterday?
Oh,
July
that would
1st.
July 1st, beginning around 10:45 a.m. The three commissioners met to discuss two individual employees, and then at 3 p.m. met to discuss one individual employee.
On personnel matters. I'd make a motion to approve the Board of Commissioners meeting minutes for 6/25/24.
I'll second
All in favor? Aye. Public comment. Commissioners comment.
I don't have any.
that. I just want to remind everybody that Thursday is the 4th, and there will be the reading of the Declaration at Fort Roberdeau, along with many other activities. Join us.
I move into the consent agenda. Under item A, payment of the following three warrant lists is outlined in your agenda. And item B, ratification of the following four warrant lists as outlined in the agenda. Got item C is budget transfer to cover fees just to facts as outlined. Item D, ratification of total payroll for the check dated 6/28/24 in the total amount of $861,679.09. Item E, Blair Health Choices Board of Directors requesting approval for the reappointment of Alex Seltzer and Kathleen Wallace and Steve Williamson to the board for a 3-year term effective July 1st, 2024 through and including June 30th, 2027. Item F, Blair County Redevelopment Housing Authority requesting approval for the reappointment of Donald Delosier to the authority for a 5-year term effective July 24th, 2024 through and including July 23rd, 2029. And terminations, resignations, and employment in items G, H, and I, respectively. I move for a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Staff reports and special business, District Attorney's Office. Oh, cool.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
On behalf of the DA's office, we are here seeking the renewal of a contract between the Commissioners, Blair County, the DA's office, and Informant Technologies. I know there's been some confusion by some other departments in the past, so just to kind of recap, the DA's office does have two detectives. Those detectives are considered law enforcement officers. In fact, second only to the Pennsylvania State Police, they have the widest breadth of jurisdiction in Blair County. They have countywide jurisdiction to investigate and arrest. When DA Weeks took over the DA's office, the detectives were without any software to generate their reports, maintain records. That includes training records, that includes search warrants, the generation of those warrants and juvenile petitions. So DA Weeks did establish this contract that we are asking to renew with Informant. Informant is a nationally recognized software utilized by law enforcement across the country, including multiple agencies here in Blair County. We are seeking a period of renewal for 1 year from August 1st, 2024 through July 31st, 2025 for a total annual amount of $1,490. It's also noteworthy that I believe this is also included already in our budgets for the DA's office for this year.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the agreement between County of Blair, District Attorney's Office, and Informant Technologies for the period of August 1st, 2024 through July 31st, 2025. May I have a second?
Second.
Any comments or questions?
I just want to say I appreciate the background that you provided because we don't always get additional information, so it's helpful. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. We're going to move for items B, 3 and 4 to be moved to the next commissioners meeting. We were informed that these documents did not have the correct signature block on the contract, so we're going to wait until we have those before they're resubmitted.
All right. Number 5 is requesting approval of the fiscal year 20, wait, is that one moved too?
Yeah.
1, 2, and 3.
Oh, okay. For the CWIS maintenance to the Child Accounting and Profile System Agreement between the County of Blair, Blair County Children, Youth, and Families, and Avanco International, in the total of $5,149.58.
Okay, may I have a motion to approve the maintenance and child accounting and profile system CAPS with the Blair County Children and Youth Family Services?
So moved.
I'll second the motion. Any comments or questions? All in favor? Aye.
And then number 5 and 6 are the same, so I only need to do number 5, which is requesting approval of the they're different fiscal years. Never mind. For the agreement of payment of legal services as guardian ad litem or court-appointed additional counsel between the County of Blair, Blair County Children, Youth, and Families, and Mark Zierfus in the amount of $100 per hour.
I'll make a motion to approve the agreement to pay legal services of guardian ad litem from Blair County Children and Youth to Mark Zierfus in the amount of $100 per hour. May I have a second?
I'll second, but I have a question.
Go ahead.
I thought that additional counsel were an hourly rate and guardian ad litem were paid a monthly.
So this is, I'll have to double check with Brooke, but I'm pretty sure this is just additional counsel. It shouldn't say guardian ad litem. And when we asked Mark for his fees, because usually our additional counsel is $85 an hour, he asked for $100 an hour. We didn't negotiate that because this was a request of Judge Kagrice.
It's not budgeted for $100 an hour, though.
No, I mean, so no, it hasn't been budgeted for this attorney at all. This was an additional agreement, so it would have to be like an amendment to the budget or just moving some funds around, but being a request from Judge Kagrice, we went through with it. Otherwise, we wouldn't have even have asked to.
He's not an employee, he's a contractor, but I'm not sure that. So we're trying to get down to the actual language of the contract in here.
Do you want me to get into like why Judge Kagrice asked us to contract with these?
I understand that we had significant amount of trouble getting people to take the cases as additional counsel. I was not aware, I just want to check and make sure we're not adding guardian ad litem services to that because those are set positions.
Yeah.
So we can have as many additional counsel as
Yes.
you want, but it's budgeted for $85 an hour regardless of how many people are doing that work. So that's what I
Okay.
kind of wanted to look at. I mean, I'm not supportive of raising that fee without looking at the budgetary considerations, and
Sure.
I don't think we can pay one of them $100 an hour and everyone else $85 an hour. So
Right.
at this point, this doesn't have my support.
Yeah.
That's fine. We can go back and see if he'll do it for 85 and bring it back to you guys. I'm fine with that.
I will agree with Commissioner Burke. I don't know that we can do this. Understand what the judge is trying to do, but if it's not budgeted and we have other people in this guardian ad litem, we need to look at that before
Sure.
we do anything,
I'm
so.
okay with that.
Thank you.
And then the last three are just the amendments for the VRA training. First one is the amendment for Mary Ann Probst, attorney for Stoken Huff, Kormansky, and Noggle. That's for the fiscal year 24-25, just adding the training requirements to the existing contract.
I think you missed one.
Huh? Well, the 24-25 is the same thing. You're not going to approve that either.
No, but the amendment 7, amendment number 1.
Oh, for the love.
24-25 agreement.
Somebody else is going to come next week.
Sorry, no, you're fine. There's a lot on here, so it's
Sorry.
easy to
And they're all
do.
worded very similar.
Yeah.
All right, so the first one is for the 24-25 amendment for Stoken Huff, Kormansky, and Noggle to amend the language for training requirements. All other terms and conditions of the existing agreement will remain the same.
May I have a motion to approve the amendment agreement for payment of legal services, Blair County Children and Youth for Stoken, Huff, and Kormansky, and Noggle for training requirements?
So moved.
I'll second the motion. Any comments or questions? All in favor? Aye.
Okay, and then the next one is for Mary Ann Probst, Esquire, attorney for Stoken Huff, Kormansky, and Noggle to amend the language in the 24-25 section. All other terms and conditions of the existing agreements will remain the same.
May I have a motion to approve the amendment agreement, legal services, Blair County Children and Youth, to Mary Ann Probst to amend the language training requirements?
So moved.
Second the motion. Any comments or questions? All in favor? Aye.
Then we're requesting approval of amendment number 1 to the fiscal year 24-25 purchase of service agreement between the County of Blair, Blair County Children, Youth, and Families, and Blair Family Solutions to amend the language in the training requirements section. All other terms and conditions will remain the same.
May I have a motion to approve the purchase service agreement between the County of Blair, Blair Family Solutions, to amend the language in the training requirements section?
So moved.
I'll second the motion. Any comments or questions? All in favor? Aye.
And then the last one is requesting approval of amendment number 1 to the fiscal year 24-25 agreement for payment of legal services between the County of Blair, Blair County Children, Youth, and Families, and Grable Law Offices to amend the language in the training requirements section. All other terms and conditions of this agreement will remain the same.
May I have a motion to approve the agreement between Blair County Children and Youth and Grable Law Offices to amend the language in the training requirements section?
So moved.
I'll second the motion. Any comments or questions?
Amy, you asked last time how many we have of these to go through, how many amendments. After these, we only have 2 more.
Oh, that's great.
So,
Well, I'm glad you're on top of that.
yeah,
Thank you.
thank you.
All in favor? Aye. Thank
Thanks.
you. Glenn? On a day like today, I didn't think you'd want to leave the fort.
It's beautiful down there. I'm here today requesting approval of a facility event agreement between the County of Blair on behalf of the Fort Roberdeau and Blair County Convention Center for the Fort Roberdeau 18th Century Dinner, and we're dubbing it It Comes to Town, tentatively scheduled for September 22nd, 2024, in the total amount $5,888.75. We typically have done the 18th Century Dinner in the past. It's a non-traditional revenue source, and we're trying to move it into town to make it a bigger fundraiser and to bring money into the fort budget.
Okay, may I have a moment to approve the facility event agreement between the County of Blair on behalf of Fort Roberdeau and the Blair County Convention Center for the Fort Roberdeau 18th Century Dinner?
I'll make the motion, but I have some questions.
Sure.
I'll second the motion. Comments or questions?
So I know in the past it's always been at the fort
Right,
and considerably less expensive.
right.
My concern is, this is funds, is this budgeted?
We looked at, it was not actually budgeted, but we looked at where we had funds that we'll be able to transfer from our items for resale and our non-staff education and recreation. There's enough money to move the money from there, and we think we can raise more money with the dinner than with the resale items.
Okay. Have you, the next question I have is, I would imagine, I'm asking you, I guess, this is money coming from the general fund to pay for that, and then you'll get money back from the people that purchase tickets.
Correct.
Do you think that you will be able to sell enough tickets to cover, $5,000, almost $6,000?
Yes.
Okay. My concern is that in the event that we don't get enough people attending,
Yeah.
We should have a way to, I don't know, reimburse the general fund or something.
No, the clause, yes. We just had an event last Thursday, and we raised $3,000 in one evening. To make money, there is risk, and we would have to, if we didn't sell enough tickets, there is a risk that we may not make the 5,888, but it's a risk. But I feel confident that we'll be able to meet that.
And will that number be the total entire amount for the dinner itself, for the dinner,
Yeah, that's
for the
the-
event?
Yeah, that's the whole event right there.
Okay.
It has the room rental. And part of the reason why we're coming in we're dubbing it Fort Roberdeau 18th Century Comes to Town, so that we can reach more people in town. Like when we did it at the fort, we could only serve like 40 people.
Right.
And also the convention center, we did get 3 other places to look at and submit bids and such. And the board selected the convention center because they have pictures of the fort in the area where this will be served. And their servers come from the Career Technology Center, and they'll be able to dress in 18-period clothing when they serve the dinner guests. So it'll be served Sunday, 2 o'clock, like they would have done in Philadelphia in 1778. And, we're promoting it as a fundraising event, our non-traditional revenue event.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Any other comments or questions of Glenn?
So, if you do exceed the amount paid to the convention center, where is that revenue going to go?
It will go into our county line item budget, the 37400 donations and contributions.
I'll take 2 tickets. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thanks, Glenn.
Thank you.
Any old business? Hearing none, I'll make a motion to adjourn. I have a second.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. The next Board of Commissioners meeting will be held Tuesday, July 9th at 1 p.m. Thank you.